This legend is based on a superstition which many Viennese believed in over many centuries. The Heckthaler. Jörg von Rauhenstein was a drunkard and a gambler. He lived so long in the lap of luxury until the fortune he had inherited from his father was gone. Without a coin in his pocket, he moved to Vienna, together with his wife and their child. Ruefully he gave up his lovelily life. He found a job as armorer, and soon the little family lived in modest prosperity. But after a couple of years, he succumbed to the temptation to drink and to roll the dice again. Finally, he lost his job, and when his child got sick, he even wasn't able to pay a doctor. The kid died, and soon after the child's death, his wife passed away due to a broken heart. Both found their 2 early graves at St.Stephen's cemetery. But even their death couldn't keep him away from his vice. As beggar, Jörg strolled through Vienna and asked for food and some coins. One day he met the maidservant Burgel. She felt mercy with the poor guy, and so she asked, "Have you ever tried to find a Heckthaler?" "What is a Heckthaler?" Jörg replied, interested. "It's a very special coin," the maid explained. "The one who owns a Heckthaler is never in financial need. This magical coin comes back to you every time you spend it." "What do I have to do to find such a coin?" Jörg inquired. Burgel nodded to make clear she would give him the details. "In a night to a Sunday, at midnight, you have to run around St. Stephen's church 3 times. You have to start your run exactly with the first strike of the tower clock, and the run has to be finished with the last, the 12th strike. Then you will find a brand new coin in your pocket. A Heckthaler." This sounded very inviting to Jörg, and so he decided to try his luck. Long before midnight, Jörg arrived at the cemetery which surrounded St. Stephen's church. It was an eerie night. The wind purred around the spire, and the pale moonlight drew strange shadows on the ground. But despite the scary situation, the fellow remained at the graveyard. When the clock struck 1:15, he made himself ready for his run. He didn't even want to miss a second of the time. At 12, the wheels of the clock creaked, and the first stroke of the clock echoed through the night. At that moment, Jörg started into his fateful run. Frantically, he ran between the graves and tried to find the shortest way. Suddenly, the first round was almost completed. He saw a figure of his dead father with a sorrowful and even alerting expression on his face. But although he was scared, he continued his running. At the end of the second round, he noticed his deceased wife beckoning him to stop. But Jörg ignored her warning and started into the third round. He still had the 2 visions on his mind when he stumbled upon a little grave. He fell. At this moment, 2 little arms reached out of the grave, grabbed him by his clothes, and held him so tightly that he couldn't move anymore. He tried hard to break away, but all in vain. As the clock struck the 12th time, the unregenerate lost his life on the grave of his child.